Hello, Sam here from Aldous Systems, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how we can integrate Sonos into Nice Home Management. Sonos is a multi-room music system which allows the user to stream audio services such as TuneIn, Spotify, Amazon Music, Tidal, and lots more. So the Sonos 2.0 driver available to us in Nice Home Management supports S2 devices only. S1 devices require the use of the version 1 driver. So you want to check the Sonos website to make sure that your player is a S1 or S2 compatible device. The 2.0 driver allows us to select recently played items. We can search, which is going to be specific to a particular service, and we can view favourites and playlists. We can also see cover art, get the transport controls, and it also allows us to control the zone power, the source selection, volume, mute, and grouping as well. The features that are not supported as of yet are content browsing, creating favourites, and creating playlists. These features need to be done in the Sonos app, which then get brought into Nice Home Management. If you read the integration note and you don't see a feature that you're looking for, assume that it's not supported as of yet. And like with any third-party device, ensure that they're set up standalone and fully operational before looking to integrate them into Nice Home Management. On my system, I've got the Sonos port and I've got the Sonos Move, and I set these up on the Sonos app using the setup wizard. I've already set up TuneIn, Spotify, and Amazon Music on my Sonos system, so I'm going to play some music to my Sonos Move. Excellent, that works. Now let's integrate it into Nice Home Management. Nice Home Management should be on firmware version 8.9 and above for this driver to work efficiently. We can add the Sonos 2.0 driver either through Discovery or via the Media tab, Communication Devices. So I'm going to go to Media and Communication Devices. And this driver will auto-discover Sonos devices on the network and pull them in as a source and as a zone controller. With the communication device now in, I need to link it to the Sonos account. So I'm going to click on Authorize, and it opens up my browser where I put in the Sonos credentials that are used for the app. And that is successful. Back in Configurator, the Sonos players have appeared in the source list and also in the zone controller list. In the sources, you can add any icons if you wish. In the zone controllers, I've got 3 inputs. So starting with the Sonos Move, this is a standalone speaker. The sources have already been bound to the zone controller input, and this will allow me to browse services offered from Sonos. The port has 2 inputs. One input is for the services built into Sonos, like the Move, so we can switch to those inputs, and the other input is the line in. Physically, on the port, there is a line input. So we can connect another source into it, let's say a TV for instance. We can provide audio return from the TV to a Sonos player with a line input. This could also be a play bar, the arc, the beam, the ray, an amp, or the port. I'll come back to this shortly. For now, let's get some audio playing through Nice on the Move. Now, the beauty of the Sonos 2.0 driver over the 1.0 driver is the ability to remove individual zones. The Sonos zones won't show up straight away in the viewer. We have to go to the interface tab and enable them. So you'll see here, I can add the port and the Move individually. I'm just going to put the Move in for now. So then in the viewer, if I go to the media zone for the Move, and it's got the artwork for the last song I played, I'll press play on that, and the music starts playing. If I press favourites, there's nothing in there at the moment. These need to be added in the Sonos app as Sonos favourites. So I'll go over to the Sonos app and I'll go to Spotify and look for a recommended mix, the rock mix that'll do. I press that, and on the 3 dots, I press Add to Sonos Favorites. Now I'm going to head back to the nice viewer, and there is the rock playlist under the Favorites. I'll press that, and it starts playing the music. I can skip to the next song, turn the volume up and down, as per the integration note. I can't browse the playlist from Nice, it's a limitation of the driver at the moment. I'll go back to the Sonos app now and browse a radio station on TuneIn. I'll search for Absolute Radio. And add that as a favourite. Then back in the viewer, go to the favourites, and I can see Absolute Radio now. Okay, so next is search. If I press that, I can search Sonos Radio, which has many different playlists and songs you can access. But I have Amazon Music as well. I can search on here, so I'll search Ed Sheeran. And I can browse some albums which Sonos will play as a station. Lastly, if I go to a playlist in the Sonos app, let's say Daily Mix 1, I can add it to a Sonos playlist. Then once that's done, I head back to the nice viewer, and the playlist is now in there, and I can play it. And that is Sonos integration. I'm now going to go through the setup of audio return. So I've built a very small video distribution system using MXNet. I've got 4 sources, which are 3 Sky Q and 1 Apple TV. And then I've got 1 zone, which is the lounge television. Now, this is the same process if you're using a soundbar. On the display, I'm going to enable provide local sources and provide audio return. I then need to tell the TV that it has a connection from MXNet to the HDMI input, and this will allow me to see the sources that are connected to the MXNet system. So I'll show the TV inputs and set the source device to be the MXNet Zone Lounge. Now, the zone controller for this zone will be the Sonos port or the soundbar. Sonos will be controlling the zone volume, it'll be controlling the zone power, and also the source selection. So MXNet is not the zone we will be presenting to the viewer. We're going to be presenting the Sonos zone to the viewer. So what I do in this instance is I put an identifier in front of any unused zones. So on MXNet Lounge, I'll put a period or a dot in front of the word lounge. And if you want to know a bit more about media and the configuration basics, check out my media tutorial video. So now I'll go to the Sonos port zone lounge and set the display here, and then you'll see the ARP input. In the drop down you'll see line in for the port. So we've told Nice that there is an audio return path back to the Sonos player, and we will be able to switch between the TV, audio and the Sonos services. I'm going to sort out the source configuration now, so I'm going to hide the TV's built-in services and just show the sources on MXNet. When Sonos services are selected, I'm going to turn the TV off, and all volume control is going to be done from the Sonos player. I'm going to tidy up the interface now, so I'm going to remove unused zones. So the one that's the MXNet Lounge zone, I'm going to remove that and present the Sonos Zone Lounge to the viewer. Let's give it a test. On the viewer, I go to Lounge, and let's go to Sonos first. I've got the same interface as what we had with the Move player. And now if I go to a video source, so Sky, we get the Sky interface, and we can check our connections. So on the lounge zone on MXNet, I'll show a virtual zone. I'll show a virtual zone on the Sonos player and also a virtual display. So I'll turn off the entire zone and I'll start again. So I'll choose Sonos, and you can see that the Sonos source has been selected as the player, the display remains off, and MXNet doesn't change. So I'll now select a video source, so Sky, and the Sonos switches to line in, and the TV turns on, and MXNet switches to the correct input. So we know that the TV audio will route out of Sonos, and then when I want to listen to streaming services, the Sonos will switch over and then the TV will go off. Finally, we can group Sonos players as well. So if I go to the move on the viewer, and at the bottom right is the group icon, click that and I can group the zones and press apply. And this will replicate across to the Sonos app as well. And both zones will play the same music, and we can control individual volumes, or we can have a master group volume as well. And that is Sonos integration. There's plenty of information of supported and unsupported features in the integration note. If you've got any questions regarding anything that's been covered in this video, do let us know by contacting us using the details at the end of this video, or that you'll find in the description of this video. Thank you for watching.